welcome back to another episode of 10-Minute Trainwreck. I guess we're going to dive right in here to somebody else's unfortunate mishaps with, well, life, so that we can learn from them and not repeat, because that's the whole point, right? All right, so diving in, I just kind of blindly chose this one. It's kind of fun. The title of the post is, "Am I the asshole for not letting my boyfriend move in with me?" This should be, this should be good. All right, trigger warnings. I don't even bother touching those because I like to be triggered in the moment and just really let it baste me. All right, so original post is very recent, December 15th, 2025. She writes, I-25 female, 20, so, wow, not even close. I-28 female. Wow, that was special. Okay, I-28 female, live alone with my dog. My boyfriend, 30 male, still lives with his mom, which is not abnormal in our culture, but lately they've been fighting a lot because his sister moved back in with her kids. So the 30-year-old male still lives with his mom, which is not abnormal. Yeah, maybe if you're like Russian. Like, no, don't live with your mom when you're 30. Like when I was 19, I moved the F out. Thank you guys for all the toilet paper and the free food and, you know, not letting me die, but I got to go live my life. But dudes, if you're 30 living at home, you're messing up. Dial back the bong rips. Maybe slap yourself in the face while taking a cold shower. Like, gotta do something, man. I don't know. I think that is not normal. Take the Abby off the normal. That is not normal. Anyway, but then on top of that, the sister moves back in with her kids. Can you imagine what a cluster that is? Yikes. Wow. And it's probably not a big space either. It's probably like a small home, maybe a trailer. Let's be honest here. Okay, so moving on. He doesn't have much space. Shocker. He has a very good job, so he can realistically move out alone. But he's very insistent in wanting to move in with me. Huge red flag. Let's just full stop. Let's stop that train right there. Ladies, you match up with the guy online on the dating apps, because let's admit it, you guys all use them, and when you should be using them, because they're dumpster fire. This is what you get. Or if you come across a guy who has a good job, whatever that means, and can realistically move out on his own, but he is insistent on moving in with you. What does that tell you? He is just a fucking deadbeat. He doesn't want to actually go out and do anything on his own, be adventurous, be independent. A dude who's not willing to be independent and live on his own. Massive, massive red flag. They usually always end up being like abusive and manipulative and really controlling, you know? Like, I don't know. I guess they always end up that way, it seems like, when they come off of dating sites. Maybe I'm just, you know, really harping on dating sites a lot too much. Maybe too much. I think we should harp on dating sites a lot more. Moving on. She says, we've only been dating for 8 months, and I don't think we are there yet. Also, every time he visits, he complains about something about Nina. About the dog? So they've been dating for 8 months. I don't think we're there yet. Yeah, where? I don't think we are there yet. So obviously not on the same page. No surprise there. Since he's complaining about the f***ing dog. Who does that? He complains every time he visits, he complains about the dog. Who does that? Who complains about a dog every time they're over? It's a dog. Pet it. Take it for a walk. Play fetch. It's a simple concept. This bro does not even do it. He cannot even understand. He's just trying to like break her down or something. This is nuts. Anyways, moving on. He got mad the other night because he wanted to sleep over and wanted me to kick Nina out of the bed. And I refused, and I told him before, if he doesn't like it, he can literally break up with me. All right, so he comes over and disses the dog. And then he says, Look, I want to come over and bang you, but I want you to kick the dog out of the bedroom. It's like, well, kick the dog out of the bed. You know, when two people really go at it, like I'm pretty sure the dog's not like a cat. Like the cat will sit on the bed and like just stare you straight in the face, like straight in the eyes as you're copulating hardcore, breaking headboards. Cats do not give an F. They will judge you square in the peepers until you are done. And then after you are done, they'll still stare at you. Because they're thinking, you better feed me, human, or I'm going to hack a hairball on your pillow. But dogs are, like, I've never seen a dog just sit there and, like, mad dog you, you know, like, stare you straight in the eyes. Like, what's going on over here? Why is the dog such a problem here? She says, I'm not changing mine or Nina's life just because he doesn't want to move out alone. I'm guessing he probably blew up her phone saying, you don't really care about me. If you really cared about me, you would get the dog out of the room so we can do our thing. You know, the typical passive aggressive BS. He seems like the type. Okay, she goes on. Well, on Friday he got into a big fight with his family because one of his nephews grabbed his Nintendo Switch and damaged it or something. All right. And he came to my have with all his things. Okay. She needs to do some checking of the grammar here. Sentence structure, please, lady. Okay. She was saying he came to my place and immediately tried to change things around. He said Nina can sleep on the floor in our room or in the living room. And he ain't living with a dog who's on the furniture. Okay. So the dog can't sit on any of the furniture. That's his stipulation. That's cool. All right. Home Slice. Home Slice here is really against dogs on furniture. I'm really getting the controlling vibe here. I think we would all agree. What a loser. All right. And she goes on saying, to make the long story short, I kicked him out, as you should, and told him he never even asked if he could come over. And then Nina lives here. Oh my word. This makes my brain hurt. He didn't even ask to come over, apparently. That's what she's saying. He comes over unannounced, kinda, with his stuff. I'm getting conflicting information from this lady. But it sounds like he pretty much showed up unannounced. Yeah, he came up to my place. This thing's packed, pretending to stay over without telling me. Okay, he did show up without telling her. With his stuff. That is bizarre. Like, think about it. They've been dating for 8 months. He's 30 and lives with his mom. Imagine dating a guy like this. Also, don't date a guy like this, but imagine dating a guy like this, ladies, or whoever. And the dude just shows up out of the blue with a suitcase. Did you say a suitcase? With all his things packed. So all of his things packed, probably into a suitcase. Rolls up. Imagine some dude you're dating rolls up to your house unannounced with a suitcase full of stuff and just starts telling you, your dog can't be on your furniture. Like, I don't like that. Yeah, we can't really be, intimate unless your dog is on the floor, like just on the floor. Your dog cannot be on the couch. It can't be on the bed. It can't be on a chair. It really can't be, it can't be on the rug either. I don't like that. Can you imagine dating somebody like this? Wow. That is, I mean, I got to give it to him. He's got some balls showing up to somebody's place unannounced like that and just start ordering the lady around, telling her what she can and can't do with her space. Takes some arrogance, man. Some top tier arrogance. Anyways, so moving on. She kicks him out. He yelled a lot and got even more mad when I didn't react. Good. Yeah, stonewall the guy. Fuck him. I think there's a term for that. My buddy was telling me the other day. It's like, what is that? Like, it's like when you just, it's like when somebody's mad about something that you did wrong, but you just repeat something like, you know, something neutral. You don't engage with them. You don't like, you know, you don't react to what they're reacting with. Anyways, this is good. He gets, if someone's getting even more mad when you're not choosing to engage in their little drama hissy fit, then you're doing something right. So if they're getting even more mad, that means they're losing control. He's losing control, so he's getting even more mad because he's not getting his way. He's not be able to manipulate her. So that's good. That means she's doing something right. And then even the better part of it, he left. Ta-da! Taking out the trash. So anyways, looks like he just, she goes on to say, he left and it's been texting me. It's not even he. She refers to him as it's been texting me. He is now a neutral pronoun. He is no longer human. He has gone from dipshit to unrecognizable human. It's been texting me from a hotel. That is hilarious. Okay. He left and it's been texting me from a hotel telling me he's losing money because I'm mean and a bad girlfriend. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. The arrogance on this stupid motherfucker. This guy should have been in the movie Idiocracy. Yeah. He should have been in there. Like one of the side characters, not the lead one. He doesn't deserve that. Maybe maybe one of the guys that is in the arena getting his ass kicked. I don't know. Anyways, she goes on to say, I told him we'll talk again once he gets his own place. I wouldn't even give him that, honestly, lady. If I were her, I would not even give him that. But it'd be funny as like a little carrot, you know, like say, hey, go get your own place. Prove to me that you're have some balls. And we can talk again then. And then if he actually did go get his place, you know, got his own place, and then just block him. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, you just wasted all that money to try and get me back. And yeah, well, fuck you still. Say ya. All right, she goes on to say, I told my friends about it and some of them were on my side, but others said I was prioritizing a dog over a human. And yes, maybe, but why is it so wrong? Prioritizing a dog over a self-entitled douchebag. Yeah, real hard choice there. God, these friends are kind of dumb. I started doubting myself, but I'm not really willing to make my dog suffer because he can't adapt to her or find his own place. So am I the asshole? Commenters, people who responded. Break up with the guy. You can't not just because you can't respect that your dog lives there, but because he doesn't respect you and your own home. Yeah, no shit. She replies, I wanted to break up, but my friends said I was overreacting, so I doubted myself. Bad friends. She's got bad friends. Those friends are dumb. Commenter 2. Not the asshole. He sounds like the type of person to give away your dog when you leave and then say it ran away. That is spot on, actually. That is funny. That is spot on. He is totally the kind of person that would just be like, yep, gonna kick this dog out. No, he would drive the dog probably out to the middle of nowhere, outside of city limits, let the dog out, drive home. Later she gets home from work and is like, where's the dog? And he's like, I think he's chasing a squirrel down the street. Last time I saw him. And I just couldn't run fast enough to go get him. So, yeah. Jeez. That is funny. They're spot on with that one. They go on to say, also he wants to move directly from mama to you. Obviously red flag. He wants someone to continue taking care of him, to cook and clean. Yep. And she replied, I just cringed a little and I feel stupid now. Well, you know, to her credit, she stood her ground initially. I think she initially saw through his BS. It's not like she invited him over saying, bring all your stuff packed up because you had a little argument with mommy and your, sibling or whatever. She she stood her ground. She told him, get out. And so props to her. I think that's great. So she went with her gut on the first round, and I don't think she should feel stupid. I think she needs better friends. Her friends should feel stupid. Because, well, they give some really horseshit advice. Yeah, I mean, imagine your friend telling you, hey, I've been dating this guy for less than a year. He randomly showed up at my house with all his stuff packed, not telling me he was going to show up, and started bossing me around about where the dog can lay and whatever. And was ordering me around, and I kicked him out. I mean, what would you say? I definitely would not be like her friends and be like, you're prioritizing a dog over a human. Like, what kind of nonsensical puddle deep logic is that? Like, no. I would be like, look, you did the right thing. He's acting pretty weird. Also, he's 30 years old living at home with mom. With a good job. Living at home with mom. And he could be out on his own. He chooses not to. Yeah. Anyways, I can't believe some of these people's friends. You read through this stuff and you're like, how are you friends with these people? Like, they act like and think like they drank the glue in elementary school. Anyways, let's move on. Commenter 3. Let's see. Lived with dog for 12 years. Been with human for 8 months. Yeah, your math is correct because your friends say that you're prioritizing a dog over a human are crazy. Yes, exactly. Your friends are morons, lady. You're doing fine. Okay, her response is, it's the first time they said something like that. They're usually very animal lovers, so that's why I doubt a little. It's honestly weirded me out when she said that. Okay, whatever. Scrolling down. Those friends who think you are overreacting are wrong. They are rather dumb too. They are rather dumb too. Yes, they are. And they probably think the same way as your soon-to-be ex about your dog. That idiot you are dating is not a good person. Bingo. I can promise you he's a self-entitled, controlling, immature piece of shit. Bam! Not holding back. Love the no filter commenter number 5. That was supremely great backhanded comments right to that dude's mouth. Bam! Just backhand after backhand to that dude's face. Love it. She replies with, honestly, it surprised me. He thinks I'll do chores because he knows I won't do it unless I don't have any other options. All right. Her response on her dog, Nina. She's as big as a corgi and very round, brownish grayish. Okay. Update December 23rd, 2025. So the update was just, so a few days ago. December 23rd, 2025. She says, to make a very long story short, I broke up with him. Boom. Yes, you should have. So it took her 8 days to break up with him. It's 8 days too long in my book, but she did it. So I can't knock her. She stood her around the initial time he showed up, told him to get out. And now she told him, well, get the fuck out of my life. Seems reasonable. She said, I didn't feel like being a mature person, so I sent him a text and then blocked him again. He decided it's a good idea to get drunk and tried to break into my building. And the security had to kick him out. Hold the train. What the... Okay. Imagine you break up with a guy over text. And you're like, cool. He's kind of a POS, no other ways necessary needed to break up with somebody like that. Send him a text, took out the trash, flushed the turd, good to go. And imagine the dude shows up at your place trying to break into your apartment or your house. How batshit crazy is that? That's like, wait, didn't I just call him like stalkerish, like stalker material earlier? Maybe that's another guy. I get all these dipshits mixed up because they all act the same, right? A lot of these guys act the same. It's crazy how similar all these dudes are. Anyways, imagine somebody breaks into your building because you broke up with them over text. And God, you've only been dating for like, I don't even know how long it was. It was like 8 months. Yeah. Eight very long months, mind you. I imagine it was, I'm sure she regretted wasting 2 days on the guy. But anyways, yeah, that's crazy. The security had to kick him out. That is amazing. Oh, wow. So she already removed him from the visitors list, so there's no issue there. So he showed up even being kicked off the visitors list. Yeah, I wonder if she got a restraining order on the guy. Let's she didn't post anymore. But yeah, holy shit, dude. That's restraining order material. Hands down. Ladies, if a dude gets drunk and tries to break into your building, call the cops and get the guy, you know, I don't know, written up or whatever. At least public intoxication, right? He got drunk and then broke into the building. So what is that? Public intoxication, breaking and entering. Could probably slap him with, I don't know. What else can you do on top of that? I'm sure they could find something, but yeah, holy shit, that's crazy. I totally knew that guy was crazy stalker material. She goes on to say, I already removed him from the visitors list, so there's no issue there. I also decided to talk to my boss just in case he tries anything stupid. Like show up at her work and start harassing her and whatever. Because it goes that way. I've heard true crime podcasts, like I'm sure you guys have all listened to this. There are so many dudes in these episodes that go from harassing them at their home, and then when they can't get to them at their home, they start showing up at their work, and then they'll go even farther and like find out where they're going to be hanging out somewhere, and then show up there, and then it's a downward spiral. That's when you get Uncle Tony and be like, "Okay, Tony, I need you to take care of a guy for me, you know?" She didn't give us an update, so hopefully the guy didn't continue to stalk her. Okay, so let's see what people said down yonder hither. Username Anal Ukulele says, that's a hats off to you, buddy. That's golf clap to that name. That's pretty great. He says, or she says, or they say, reading that, the BF thinking he would have an opinion and wanting to kick the dog out of the bed, but instead was kicked out of the bed by the GF was very satisfactory to read. Yes, it was. That's pretty funny. Fiercest writes, him, it's me or the dog, her. Okay. Slam. Get out of my house. Has it ever gone well for somebody to arrogantly barge into somebody else's place and start telling them how to live their life and how to live in their apartment or their house? No, that's never gone okay. In certain states, that person would probably end up in a bloody mess in the hospital, getting drunk and breaking into your ex's place. What were you expecting to happen? You guys are gonna like make up and suddenly be back together? It's mind-boggling. That is some Portland, Oregon behavior right there. It looks like everybody else kind of just agrees. And as always, leave your comments below. Tell me about crazy relationship situations you've been in. Like, you know, have you been in a situation like this before? Because, you know, that's like, I read this stuff and like I've said before, like I always want to hear your guys' stories about like what you've been through, and just so we can all kind of read them, shake our heads and laugh at it. You know, all stuff to learn from and learning how not to behave in real life. All right. See you guys till next time.